Right, abusia mame na wase na me mo akwaba famra Ashanti Media so ube like video na wa share their movie fufuro na ono nso anya bi etumi ahwe. Na taking you back to 2025 State of the Nations Address Mampanyi John Dramani Mahama de baye bosha o share Ghana for say 24-hour economy obe shemu kina na Ghana mabunu bodo a omuni adwuma ye no omanya bi aye no ehun nsem etiseyin afen so kra no the promise of the Ghana this year said through Team Ora report or Modemano no obetimi etu kratasishe any proye asino and also how far ena aqua could do. And after Ponziga and then a baby for Atlansi ebie 2025 Sona and as a State of the Nations Address Amampenyi John Dramani Mahama de Ghana for ahead of the 2026 State of the Nation Address Odebeba.
You shared the State of the Nation Address President Mahama Edituja in 2025 no Oma yenyanenti say economy na wa inherit no na it was very bad inti na say utimi chine out what he called the reset agenda no or promises say what the bad economy no more. As you rightly said, we are seeing positive figures. We share inflation maybe now 23.8%. Now we are doing about just about 3.8% or so.
Yeah.
Growth it will grow between 4.8 and then 5% within this year 2026, and the indications are there. We share figures are that came out in January and even in February. Figures that has been churned out, meaning say we are actually on the right track, and as the president did promise or reset the economy, things are on track. I'm expecting him to speak about the inflation reduction, what has actually accounted for it. Yedim say Busumi Bia Ghana Statistical Service this year about 2 year what accounted for inflation reduction. I think say general commodities abafom mo boaba form oil aboaba form pesca yatete so fuel and so swatete they are all near man if you say they are plus to the president inti ebe no pa say obabe gina ho a almost na onje ne samba kakra inti inflation reduction no I'm sure he's going to speak about it. I'm also certain say the stability of the city, you rightly said, and Sanobaba in Babianeda, and currently where we are now, the minority has always maintained say is being certain intervention from the Bank of Ghana. The majority in Parliament also maintains say at the end of the day the end justifies the means. So far as you're able to achieve it, it doesn't matter how you are able to arrive at it. We can have another conversation of the sustainability of this stability that we are enjoying. But for whatever it is, the optics is the optics. So far as it's been reduced from 14 to about 10, I think say cost of living reliefs so we can and also I'm expecting the president to actually speak about it. Economic growth progress and also when you say we are projecting say Ghana economy there will be a growth of between 4.8 and then 5.5% within the year 2026. I'm expecting say also obeboso ama Ghana funyina aswate. On jobs, okay, before jobs, so let me speak about the wages. Wages in
Doc, sorry, save that. We go there, but let's stay in this inflation and what's man work on. Let's stay in a little bit. I hope say you bear with me say today when you go to town. There are people are also complaining say despite that we are enjoying all these economic indicators, it does not reflect on the market. Because me, for example, the other time I told you where I buy my shea butter. The shea butter, yes, you better abano, 7 cedis. He said, me no can say 12 cedis. The same kunku. When I asked the woman, say, are there yes, I was say, about the case kind of cover them and on and on. And you know, but in the phone, be a me at say, a normal yen $5 and a cocker de bano. And no born air cost on I hope say science me on my penalty because the last time that I had the press secretary on the same program. He told us say no maybe they listen to, they hear it on my penalty. Say if you are the president and what is our normal we see. So upon all these juicy economic indicators, people are still complaining say oko marketer and normal board. For example, that you go to market oko token car, you slash premium fuel so by 16%, but fixed ayeton. Honestly speaking, especially no one quite cost any idea. What will it be? Send our Becca actually Ghana for Neatia.
Okay, so what kind of economic indicators are they are pointers are HSA Nema Ekoye and as a Nema Enkoye. Normally, when you've got positive economic indicators, what that means is man for now, moti maimuno, Tisenia Woka se Okoto share batane Sani Manimani. The impact is felt near mano esotite would just one kasa. I think two products are rice and oil, which I would say is are mostly imported into the country. And only I know for a fact say they are Eswati. Yes. But we share the other things. There is what we call in economics, what we call factors of production. Factors of production, raw material, be a raw material, no say we import it, na see a dollar above from the and as a product ye call import it, and the ba mine no the and only the say dollar above from it, and on the born above from. So I'm not surprised we are seeing rice and oil being reduced. But then the factors of production now, it's not just about raw materials are you importing, materials are you importing from an ediaba, electricity home, especially with the what do they call them? The manufacturing companies. Electricity forms a chunk of or more input, in their whole production cycle. In also you say electricity, so I idea to manufacturing company say so I idea or use super in so or more atutum. Inti money na form a chunk of their costs element in the production processor. Na erono akoswa you don't automatically expect say because dollar now the offer raw material no buy and yet suminti no on also turn in yamanu we are onto so every businessman I would say is a rational economic agent enti obehwene ne costs car wabonyina or produce a particular thing no car wabonyina no we are or the margin ne so or expect to be nya 5% and 10% no the account ho after the account ho na wa arrive at ne selling price into onya ne cost price no the margin account ho no onya ne selling price into abia oye arithmetic no dollar no swate into the raw material no form but then there was an adjustment a higher adjustment in terms of utilities that is lights and then water into okabomua it still doesn't warrant say anti-product no so because ABA figures now have not been very favorable to him. Inti we ne pathway to producing that particular item no to you are baby swate but baby so akosuru bebre inti ama adjust negative adjustment na e what near swate no aba be share positive adjustment na ewom no enti at the end of the day say product na auto ne bo no mu enti enye abribia na dollar eba form a ye be expect say niema nso ye betete so niema ye tete so no nso no wo hwe Ghana Statistical Service the data that they pull together enye niema ni nyina na affect no especially within the food basket no bi o ha form but wo hwe utility ne sa tariffs ne nso eno nso ekosoro nti wo kan nyina bo mu ana obitima hu se bia mentime niema no so ana se memfa bonokra ebinka home but at the moment what we are experiencing no there is that mismatch between what the economic indicators are giving us or are pointing to and then the real cost of production electricity ne nsuo aka ho amane bo no ekosoro nti eno no 90 chemu a ye de beba no it's not always say ebia economic indicators are looking positive na say bibia ye ka say na make us a more production, no, a chunk of it goes into electricity and water, and maybe electricity and water mum and a swat significantly, yes, then we can expect, say, indeed, it's going to affect that factor of production, no, into price, no, so a bit me who say nebono eba from. But at the moment, we're experiencing a mismatch, which is not the ideal situation or condition.
All right, thank you very much. Doc Jasumame, I'll come back and then you take your second bite. Let me go to Dr. Peter Tekpe, is a policy analyst. So, Doc, you will follow this government. You do commerce. Now, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo came. He promised the free senior high school in 2028 elections. When Timia Winnie 2024, he promised. 2012, he promised. When Timia Winnie, but 2016, when he came to power. In the first year, he was able to implement and roll the free senior high school. The one of the flagship programmer, the team, a Dabe, the election 2024 is the 24-hour economy. So everybody was looking forward for the president say 24-hour economy and something will happen. But it was not able to be implemented in the first year. After the year, the bill parliament. What are you expecting the president to say? Because a lot of people invested their passion, emotions, and trust, believe everything into this 24-hour economy. Now, it's only this year, and the bill on the pass of parliament. So, Dr. Peter Tepe, tell us, if you are president and you are addressing the nation, what will it be?
But I said we can blend the tree and the English.
No problem. No problem. Go ahead.
Okay, so most of the time, the manifesto promises, politicians, the campaign, very popular with the people. Now, Adani, signature tune, and now popular tune for the message for campaign. Into share, about free senior high school. Idea, it was very much, popular during the 2016 election for President Akufo-Addo. Now, most of those policies, they are national in nature. And you said the government, the whole nation needs it because of Beboa. In the idea, when they roll them out, it is difficult for the subsequent or succeeding government. So, because or best topic, it's just that President Akufo-Addo health insurance the free bus movement for the elderly and the aged, even though that is low, but not health insurance. One of the major things are President Akufo-Addo by feeding, school feeding program, for instance. I think it was President Akufo-Addo, I think Ashanti or so, yeah. So we share 24-hour economy this one, and also a program very popular in the 2024 election. Now we share a national in nature. So when you have such policies national in nature, you don't have to roll it out through the partisan lenses. If you say subsequent government will benefit or money will benefit. So if you don't take your time in rolling them out, you make a lot of mistakes, and that will cost the nation more.
Yeah.
In Tusha, apart from the fact that free senior high school was very fantastic, very good, there was a rush in implementing it. In Tiamasa rush in implementing it, Ama challenges it has overshadowed the benefits. In Tusha, Nipa people were complaining about the challenges they were facing more, even though it has come to help a lot. So such policies should not be rolled out with the partisan lens, but with a national lens where they should have taken their time. Because of that, I want to believe that that lesson is what the 24 economy, policy makers are taking a cue from, where they didn't rush or they don't want to rush. Because we straight 24 economy now. And yeah, idea abandoned to me are rolling out holistically. It is actually for both the private sector and then the the public sector. The public sector, and yet baby are rolling out. For instance, currently the port at Tema is operating 24 hours, which is very good since they started. The reason is that people use the port regularly. The mortgage is coming, so it is helping. But you cannot roll out 24-hour economy for instance, DVLA in all regions.
Yeah, yeah.
The reason is that the demand in Greater Accra is less than demand in maybe Volta or maybe Bono. Yeah. So if you have a DVLA office in Bono and you say you want to run 24 hours, it will be additional cost for the economy.
Yeah.
Because people don't need it. So you look at where it is needed, then you apply it. So that it will not be wholesale rollout. If you do wholesale rollout, then you are increasing the public purse expenditure. And so it is good they are taking their time in doing that. So I am happy they took their time to bring out the policy. What is important is what is in there for Ghanaians to benefit from. And that is why I want us to look at that. So now what they should be doing now is to be telling Ghanaians what is in the document that will benefit Ghanaians. Because mostly the challenge we have is that when government come up with manifesto policies, the foreign companies go into it, they see the opportunities in there, they grab it, then they take advantage. Ghanaians don't do that. They think it's a political program. They don't take advantage of it. But the foreigners do so, and we see them having that advantage, and they operate just like the way we have tax waivers and co. Ghanaians will not go and look at it to see where they can benefit from. So, due to the power economy, you look at it, where will you benefit from? Yesterday, or 3 days ago, I had the president saying that it will, there will be duty-free for those who want to operate under the 24-hour economy for certain imports or equipment imports. So if you are a business entrepreneur, quickly go and look into it. Whether my imports will fall within advantage to reduce your cost. Move on. They won't do it. The foreigners will do it. Then we'll see the competition not being fair. So it is time that they educate or train Ghanaians. Now that we have a secretariat, they should have a time, just like the way Meet the Press for the ministries are doing. The 24-hour economic authorities should also be doing that, to be orienting and telling Ghanaian businesses what is in there. The same way the president has been meeting the business community, the private sector, they should also be organizing it industry by industry and tell them what is in there that they can take advantage of, so that the private sector will come in. When the private sector always come in to take advantage of the policy, it reduces government expenditure in that regard. Other than that, we'll end up rolling it out in a way that will not benefit Ghana.
I see. So we still have to give the president the benefit of the doubt, despite that last year he told us that the 24-hour economy by the end of 2025 near started to see enrolling. But we still have to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Correct, because the 24-hour economy is like what every ministry will do, or all government project will find an aspect of it in the 24-hour economy. So if you are not careful, there will be duplication of programs and projects, where what 24-hour economy will be doing, a particular ministry will also be doing. So when you look at, for instance, the agri sector, we have a ministry of agri, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There is a lot in the 24-hour economy with regards to agriculture mechanization. If care is not taken, there will be duplication of projects. So whilst agriculture ministry is doing something, 24-hour economy is also doing something. So it's good to consolidate them, so that you will know what this will do and what that person will also do, what this institution will do and what that other institution will also do. So for me, because of this, I am comfortable with the way they took their time to bring out the blueprint of the program. What is important is, as I said, let them now make it visible by telling us what is in there.
I see. All right, the last question before I go to the next speaker. Now, President Mahama, if Senko obetimi atwaswa, and I say this second term, the 10 he has just 2 years, 10 months. 2 years, 10 months to end his tenure. Now, catch you. 2 years, 10 months. No. At what point do you think that the 24-hour economy should be enrolled fully? Say, fully. What month are you expecting? How many days or months are you expecting the president to start rolling it?
So again, I come to where the issue of the understanding of the 24-hour economy. It is not a single project that is going to be implemented. Just like we say we want to build hospitals, we want to build schools. That is not how the 24-hour economy is. The 24-hour economy document or policy is a policy where businesses are to take advantage of certain concessions and opportunities that are available that they can take. So it is not government that is going to roll it out directly, but it is rather businesses or the institutions that will look at what is in there that they can take advantage of. So for instance, if you are a manufacturing business Government says that I'm going to create an enabling environment for you to plant maybe more palm trees. Now, if I am in the private sector, I want to go into that. Then I ask myself, what is in there for me to take? To that advantage for me there to take. Okay, if you are such a person and you want to go into it, government will say, I'll provide you funding at a rate lower than what you can go to the bank to provide. I'll help you to get access to land. I'll help you to get access to seedling. This one, it is on the private sector, not government. Then government will say, I'll help you to get market. So it is not a program or a policy that is going to be rolled out wholesale by the government. It is for people to see the advantage in there that they will take. So it is not something that is an institution that is going to be developed. It is not development institution. It is an institution to help organizations to expand, to grow, and to take advantage. If we don't understand it, we will think that 24-hour economy, we want to see it, that businesses, we want to see that economies, government agencies are running 24 hours. No, they will do the part they have to do. So, for instance, if DVLA is supposed to operate 24 hours, then they will say, okay, this is what government is doing. Because people are saying, where the 24-hour economy that has been promised. 24-hour economy is not an institution that is going to roll out a development project. No, it's to facilitate. That is the reason why I say that let organizations take advantage of what is in there so that they can benefit from it for the private sector to enjoy. Thank you
very much, Dr. Peter Takpe is a policy and a political analyst. Doc, thank you very much. Wait for me. We still have Mr. Benkley Atobra, Deputy Gutase General Secretary, and Philip Bauer is the Director of Operations Small Scale Miners. We're still with us, and Dr. Mitachi Jan, a Christian, a financial expert and management and a banking consultant. Now, let me go to Mr. Benkley Atobra, Deputy Guta General Secretary. So say for the past 1 month, we have engaged you twice and all that. Now, you say Mubino Gutano, about 70% of you guys moko and moko fan on my family edeba. So we are told to say by financial and economic say and normal cover the flag bano, more dollar cover ban and no nebo above from this country, but the encofa dollar and family there, no bono else. So you are trading with dollar, no? She said the mohwa ha mo kakra. That is fine. But today, the Makola women are demonstrating because of rent. Amapenyu also made us to understand that you make sure that your rent issues will be solved by 2026. Not yet, but we have to give him the benefit of the doubt because the 2026 is yet to say a bit ending. If you are to meet on my penny one-on-one, that's only needing command. Despite that, you are enjoying the economic indicators as far as your sector is concerned. What will you tell the president?
Okay, the medal cinema chair at phone I have phone to start with the inflation, about from and about from a titinema so. We share fuel about from also a facilitator transportation, nema content and one. And now here and Yama Bibria among penny, I answer aboa ama a so to me cost smoothly. Now also a back coster to say the Dr. Ekayano. Cost there are so many variables mark cost eba to say electricity, water, rent, senior workano. Until Sunday money in a variables in a home and a ma timid price yama. Now say one commodity call from one variable call from not the other variable no so a cost now market response and say Monteso get it for Monteso. I take so, but yana you refi say variable go on a cost ama affected pricing. They said the rent Makola for a can once me.
Yeah.
In fact, rent boarding and as you say no competition for getting a store no I high because of foreigners. Because who are foreigners beat me the Sikakesi Abrefira. Now Ghanaian no Sikesha. Enjoy the area of foreigner. And Sunday Marina contributed to pricing. They are how about Intina Makula for no so the demonstration say a damn bo a kosoro. Na ka send our question we say President Shem na assembly and American channel said say rent issues now boils down to foreigners. It boils down to foreigners. Into be bar no so a Chinese near or the dollar never. Now her dollar ni CD a home then our when it here. And you know, open price be and I'm saying open shop into no bon price be now or but now Ghana no acquire disadvantaged. And these are some of the things that yeah come some foreigners no take market no in the retail markets. Retail markets are good out here. Ya can was some can igusu can was one of the challenging areas in rent foreigners are taking advantage of our rental space na omo enam say omo sikamu do sine yinti no omo eje edana boarding na inferior upon so yetimi control sa rental system no na inferior for no de omo dama oho no omo so omo take things in consideration o come bia in other jurisdiction no probiswa ye share Ghana need first and sign a very foreign affairs but here the no nya sanity or here risk can first can ever no obi to me fetch to say rent near 1,000 oh memo 1,002 no I get 1,002 no I Ghana in India no because zika some our form and these are some of the things I say share near come sanity so rental issues no and also informal pricing our market so say enema bono ya titi bi so na bi do e wo soro na variable rent is the issue as yet me can was
I see. All right, so the rent, and then you are expecting the president to address that issue because that can contribute. Prices are control. That's fantastic. So what else can you tell us? Say, Bia, you as a deputy general secretary at the Maguta, apart from the rent issue, and I say you are okay. If you see the president, you just give it a thumb up, then you move on.
Oh, okay. In fact, yesterday, so the first State of the Nation address for them last year. In fact, 24-hour economy, so before, baby now, say migrated from trading near manufacturing into the proposal will be across secretariat, say, among share proposal, now a point of pass about said another cookano. Almost created an enabling environment. I think say slowly and gradually, you be do be in a better say, you bet me after 24 hours, you bet me 24 hours to study the before and prepare, but a gradual process, you go so a young one. Oman penny so by no, in fact, almost a catcher say, almost the women banking ever by a hair anymore as a casino in your dream. I think it's in the pipeline. Now, $100 na about from now, and so I boy get the pie, and I'm a boy, and I'm a boy about from my beer to me, Kujaso, it's me Cotadia. But Yana, a month for complaining, say, and maybe go on my end to me end to end. So, once there are certain product you on my are very scarce in the market. And if, for example, say, be a member for China, company, maybe about. Nanya manam they buy no demand there one particular product no so a very high a big market. I am in fast one so as any management. It definitely mean this item no so. Emani is because of demand no I was so a bit to maintain this price and another price in the cost. The tosu be so the new VAT reforms about I pass from flat rate of 4% equal 20%. You go so can one some say even though my passing brand there but ka omo hwe man ba from kakra e betimi aboa nanka omo money tax net nim na etimi aba tax net nim nanka abanso anya ska de abo oma no ho bra na the to so bi so o hwe gold ball bi media wadi am so aboa ma illegal gold buyers ne kwen faso smuggle gold ni na so I think say about from ama Ghana so enya animonyam or sakwan so basically policy rates so about from I think say ko bank say ko pay facilities bia I think say obenya no in affordable rate etini boa ibedi
Thank you very much, Mr. Edward Atobra Binkley is the Deputy General Secretary at Makuta. Say Jinasumame, Philip Bauer, Director of Operations, Small Scale Miners, is still with us. But say, forgive me, we have IMANI Ghana President, Mr. Franklin Kujo, is with us because of say our engagement. So say you deal with him now, of course, Mr. Bauer. So, Mr. Franklin Kujo, thank you very much for joining us for the program. The Digest, we're live on Kesmet TV, DSTV channel 364, and GoTV channel 121. And now you have said something. We'll say a policy think tank, IMANI Ghana says progress is missed. That's an analyst assessment of the Sunano. We'll see progress is missed. Several commitments are in progress, not completed, and more measurable outcomes needed. But what do you mean? I said, say, but here for a team, Mr. Dodona and Tibrofi, and I say, be on what the crown say, really is too technical, who breaking it down. Send our back and
Yo, good afternoon.
Yeah,
am I clear? Okay.
You are clear, yes, sir.
All right. First of all, good afternoon to Mr. Atobra.
Yeah.
And then and all your panelists as well. Let me say, well, for sure, some of the major like I said, promises and I say policies are the president I mean when it came to power or the two on it looks as if the macroeconomic side they buy a ceremony a year. It looks as if I know the upon home right? So it's already established. Mr. Tobrakraka said something related to the currency and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we are seeing some progress in that regard. There's still some fiscal discipline. Well, it's true. It's not releasing money so much, but at least most of the essentials are being taken care of. The challenge is that he needs to make sure that some of the monies or most of the monies he's going to pay are actually legitimate. And see, maybe that's where the problem has become a bit of a worry because I know, and they are going too slow. Because I know people who are owed money, who are legitimate people, legitimate business people who are owed money, and I think it's important that they pay, especially in the power sector. But having said that, there are still some very pertinent issues we would like the president to give us updates on. Decide on 2025 when he spoke, or can it be about the president over education and health? He talked about friends, ICT integration into about 300 early childhood classrooms and establishment of 30 ICT centers of excellence. There's a ultra computer who wants some year. So these days everybody's supposed to, the whole world, people are learning through computer systems and all of that. But most of the time, politicians keep promising, they'll make sure it's easy for citizens to take up, access some of these important services. The president needs to give us an update. That was just integration of 300 early childhood classrooms, establishment of ICT. From maybe kindergarten, you start introducing ICT to students, which is a very good thing, right? But we want to hear, it's been a year now. And I saw my update on that particular project. After social a year, also introduction of sign language curriculum from KG to GSS. So I would say, some of our brothers and sisters cannot, basically read it. Yeah. They can't see, right? And they can't, they can see, but they can't hear. The sign language, for instance, is supposed to be something that I'll introduce it for curriculum from KG to SHS. Teachers housing scheme. I don't know whether teachers housing scheme no. I must start and answer teachers they be anya. I'm alone and answer we be a pay. So person who should die and answer per die. I've not heard of anything of that nature, but it's likely I must start it. So my update. Okay, so okay, I said I'm going to introduce you PPA and franchising complete agenda one hospital. Agenda one hospitals no. There are challenges with it because the reason why they were built so fast is that so be a person within the 10%. So they just put up all these buildings all over the place without thinking. You see, I know. You see, I know. But the president to continue that, you have to be sure that the procurement processes are right. Want to make equipping some building somewhere claiming it's a hospital. When in actual fact it's not even fit for a hospital. You see, we need to hear that what he said, an update on that particular promise as well. Okay. As well as agriculture as well. Okay, I said, and for instance, we import a lot of poultry into this country, right? Yeah. $10 million spent on the importation of poultry products. Now, also in Coco Kitty. Yeah, Coco Kitty. I think I've heard something about that, but I'm not too sure. At least, Ono is the best person to give us an update on how far Coco Kitty are on. Yeah. Then, of course, like I said, our relief initiative is around young people land in order to basically go into develop what they call farmer service centers. More or less, make an example. About 30,000 young people access to land. Grow whatever they want to grow. And as a result of that, these 30,000 people will have access to Bronica's farmer service centers, which means if you need support for maybe cocoa yamana, maybe our old road, we go to that center and probably get subsidies or whatever it is. So we need to hear something on that as well. About employment sector as well. Can we say a Jumaura program out here? A Jumaura program, no. A person provided up to 2,000 support, 2,000 businesses. That's our mom support. A Jumaura, no. Part of it is also supposed to give support to businesses as well. And to him, he thinks that about 2,000 businesses giving support. So, what has happened on that? Okay, I said, I hope you are a person who business. So, it's a memo on Ska. The company high purchase electric motorbikes. Say, I don't know. A person who a person Okada no. Obeti mianya bazi akoji busia na akoto electric bike ibi. So now we're here for a period of time. We want to hear something about that. And I say I'm very sure 5% of the public and private sector workforce take people with disability because they can work but they don't have access to because they are disabled. No, they are able differently. Yeah. And see, it's also important to integrate people like that into the society through work. And I can say 5% of our public and private sector workforce will be dedicated to persons with disability. What is funny is that in this country, most of the buildings, most of the buildings don't even have access to disability-friendly people. You know, they are not disability-friendly. There's no you don't know your fate because you can't access. You have to go through stairs and all of that. It's risky. So maybe that also needs to be taken into consideration. Okay. Anti-corruption. Right. Okay, anyway, so there are a number of things. Anti-corruption is about, NSS scandal. They'll bring the culprit to justice. At least I know cases, no caution. Yeah. So these are a few other things. Of course, energy sector, which probably is the last one. I said energy, sky down, and easy. And I've been in America. Say, Miami bought chairman, and they owe him about $40 million, you know. And he's asking for that money because he supplied the goods to them direct, and they know the goods are there, they need to pay. I'm about somebody clear those debts. It is possible they're clearing some, but some are still outstanding. So we need to hear what is happening there. So basically, that's it.
All right. So the last question there. Now, I remember say Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo when he was campaigning in 2008. He talked about senior high school 2012 and 2016, and when he came to power, no, and the first year he was able to implement the free senior high school, because even the 2016 campaigning was dubbed as a free senior high school campaign. That's the election. No? But the 2024 election, what we heard most, the 24-hour economy. So we're expecting the president to obey. But also the last state of a nation address now say create jobs through the 24-hour economy and skills programs. Now, even this week and last week, and the 24-hour economy bill, no, yetimi pass or parliament and all that. Now tell us, do we still have to give the president the benefit of the doubt? And now say, as for the 24-hour economy, no, he shouldn't have gone there at all in his first state of a nation address, since he knew perfectly well say it wouldn't be ready for throughout the 2025.
Okay. First of all, I would say the whole 24-hour thing is a bit of a I am a but a campaign issue. There's nothing wrong with promising that, because already it's not something that is impossible, because it's already happening in other places. The only thing really is that you can say for it to work, I think that certain things have to be in place. I mean, there's some constant supply of power, security, there are all manner of things. It means investment and all of that. The idea also now 24 hours. They can tell you, say, they started 24-hour services, some place, DVLA, passport. They can mention those things, but you see, I think the NDC realized later that look, this whole 24-hour, we can actually properly design it in such a way that it has to be an integrated project. And so it's not just people waking up and say, oh, one job, 3 shifts. That was just propaganda. It looks to me, say, I'm going to buy, and almost said, no, this thing, we have to be careful how we do it. If we really want 24-hour economy to run, then you have to invest in all the value chain, should I suppose, shall we say, suppose that something products get rotten, this is in Abana, I say, tomatoes, I say, the 2 hours here. This water basin between here and Accra, Volta, and the north, why don't we use that corridor to export essential stuff? And in doing so, you create a lot of demand along the way. You start creating or setting up not just stores, storage facilities, but also processing companies. Oh yes, Anna, you're actually now developing a proper integrated economy, which can then take on a lot more people. Okay. I think that's where they are. First of all, the president did not promise during his first year now about 25 economy. So they can also tell you, well, we said we promised it during our time. We didn't tell you that it will happen in 2025. So they can still give the benefit of the doubt. But for me, I think it was just an election winner thing. It's a 25 about, which in some way, regard is actually happening. But in terms of the way we want and understand it, I think we have all been taken aback. So it's not just about just one job, 3 shifts. No, it's not that. You have to properly invest it and create the demand and the processes for it as well. Thank you.
All right. So thank you very much. Please let me give you a minute to answer this one for me before you go. We said Nancy, the other time we engage you concerning the Kotoka International Airport, the renaming the Kotoka International Airport to the Accra International Airport. Now it is official. The transport minister has come out to give us the explanation elucidated it widely to us, but I think that the president will do justice to it. I want to bet me I expanded actually the reason why they changed the Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport. This a year by, what are you expecting the president to say about this? Just a minute.
Oh, please, look, this is a non-issue. Me, say I grew up with them. Okay, they've changed it. So what? Try to play Muna over Ghana. And now Ghana. You are looking for where? You know, sir, you are looking for Accra. That's what you look for. You don't look for Kutuka.
Yeah.
And okay, you are looking for Accra.
Yeah.
Accra now has a flight number. What about do when you are at the touching down? The pilot says, so we have just about 30 minutes to London. Cabin crew, get ready. We are getting to Accra. That's what they say. They don't talk about Kotoka International Airport or Accra International Airport. You know, clearly speaking, it's Accra. So, for me, it's neither here nor there, really. I mean, the name change, apart from the fact that it make a few people happy. You know, there's something funny in this country. Well, you are celebrating some of those who said Kotoka should somehow be maintained. And the same people who wouldn't like June 4th to be celebrated. You know, so there's a lot of hypocrisy in this town, right? Kotoka was a coup maker. Veronica was also a coup maker. Why are you not celebrating June 4th? Because you don't want June 4th to celebrate it. Well, I want Kotoka to be put there. So people can make all kinds of arguments. It shows the level of hypocrisy and sometimes outright silliness of the things we discuss in this town, really. And I'm going to go back and besides Kotoka International.
Yeah.
We're going
Okay.
to
Right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Franklin Kujo. Is there?
Please, Madam Secretary.
Mr. Franklin Kujo is the president of IMANI Africa. Thank you very much, sir. Now, let me go to Mr. Philip Bauer, director of operations at the Small Scale Miners Association. So, sir, I can apologize to you because my original swatcher, forgive me. Now, President Erbano, during the 2024 elections, no, normal Bakwa, Adia Bakwa need him over this country, and he sent the last administration to opposition. The Galamsey. Now you are small scale miner. President by we have seen one or two changes be any idea. Naimos are fighting and all that. Tomorrow say Naimos ne fighting say I reduce the Galamsey, you'll be able to know. Say a reduce here, you'll be able to know. What are you expecting the president to say? That say Yakod Ekonibi. But they kind of do so, and I say, yeah, they say they are brassy, and I say, no, a corner is changing yes time. Hello, Mr. Bauer.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
The chair for chair small scale miners are open when you panelists our program. So
thank you very much.
The ambition ni mo china no first of all no say efa illegal mining in Takokun no say we are doing the wrong thing and I expect different outcome. They are proposing to the authorities with respect to some engagements. I want to say akuna omukono omunyina the same thing. This issue is a socio-economic issue. It is not about military fighting people in the bushes. Yes, fighting our communities. Our community, the communities part of fighting those who we are claiming are perpetuating illegality. So community ne say jumani nkoso community wa obi ani wona obekwa koye ana obi ababeku. Nti yem bi say ehun say denti and the human equal community or our community for the ideas as more or more side human obi free baby so baby then results now benya. Into our proposal has been said, and I'm telling the president if he's listening, say him say you better interagency approach towards this fight.
I see. And
we have also proposed that this fight, you know, and can take advantage in regularize illegal, because now we are talking about traceability of our goods that is being sold. or exported. And we have all acknowledged that gold indicated the Ghanaian economy currently, because just 2025, small-scale mining sector gold are raking in $10 billion US, for which reason pure bottled water 1.5 liter no boy din a chain petrol CCR if you want check what check CCR na say member brand there din 1.5 liter bottled water is more expensive than petrol now because it's going for 10 cedis, since petrol in most cases is 9 cedis.
Wow.
So you ask yourself, yes, cost much to produce. It is because of the small scale mining sector that has brought about this. Now we are saying that the problem, if we really want to fight and win the small scale mining sector war as we are claiming, what we need to do is to bring a change into the licensing regime. And I saw that in the NDC manifesto towards 2024 elections. The licenses should be given or be issued at the district level. Then we bring the community leaders and all stakeholders at the district level, including small scale miners themselves, to sensitize them and then regulate them at the district level. We also propose that for now, if we have been able to find a space in the Mining and Minerals Act 206 Act 703 to allow community mining and now cooperative mining, then we can create a space to issue simple permits at the district level. Simple permits. Where the person is, issue him with some form of identity so that the person can be traced. Because once you have the Ghana card, you have the details of the person, you will be able to know per district how many people are operating there, then they will be regulated, and then their gold activity or production is also traceable.
Yeah.
So that if you issue those who are working right now with those permits, there will be no illegality that is being perpetrated because we will know where they are and how to ensure that they do the right thing. We have also proposed that if we are able to issue this simple permit, then we can collaborate with UMAT, the Takwa School of Mines. They are churning out graduates each year, thousands of them. Each site that is being mined can absorb 2 people to ensure compliance. This is not something that is difficult to do. You bet my idea with Cecilia into your president, and minister, and Omo small scale mining sector, and say, any money ya Omo crime issue simple permits at the district level. And more, so illegal mining.
I see.
And I tell you, sir. So you see, Omo illegal mining stopping the production of gold will drop drastically. The reason why I'm saying this is that the license and for their applications, Minister Weber and one sign license to be higher. Yet gold production is going high and every him and ever. So the solution to this problem is to find a way, a space under the Minerals and Mining Act to issue simple permits at the district level so that they can be monitored.
Okay.
When they are monitored, then compliance can be ensured through the professionals I just mentioned. Those who complete school from the School of Mines who are not working, the site will take up their bills and then they'll ensure compliance. This is the solution.
All right.
I also want to make the point that
before you go on, sorry, before you go on, let's watch this. So my penny buy, say obi say ori Kofi Amaboa, wa fight yama or say wa capture about 8 forest bia, cut 24 reserves, forest reserves now. What you say wa capture bi hono, you declare hono kra no go area any idea say. Ya eligia ba any ade obi antimi nkom enkonkoye ho security zone obi antimi konkoye adwuma and 9 months so ya introduce 9 months are they also fighting you as a as a small scale miners association director of operations. Kache, what is the state of Omapenyin in Tokano? Obaeno and Tokano illegal mine on a swati, and now say near world 2024 near the court to abeditia abadadano sanity. What is the state of it?
The problem with this, say, I will say, Abandia, Abon, Humbodin, say, Okun, Etia, Sadeway. But problem now, you face Nankasano, the politics of it.
Okay.
Politicians, Siciano, we have moved away from the regular illegal miners and as a galamsey to political galamseyers. There is no ordinary person. I will be to me a Bowra Ghana forest, Muse, or Quakoya mining, a bra to me be and damage.
Yeah.
Never, it can't happen. Even when to me our forest, my bra, a forest guard, and let alone carry an excavator with about 330 or 320 tons aqua forest my and this is the politics of it. Now, all the presidents have shown commitment to ensure say we're not also, but they are all doing it the wrong way, as I earlier stated. As we speak, there are some people who are still mining in the forest reserves.
I see.
It is happening. It's happening.
So the fight, no matter the percentage, say.
If 20% out of
100. Ever since or starting na memono, so or fighting galamsey, you give it a 20% out of 100.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. So moving on.
All right. Just a minute. Wrap up for me. A minute. Yeah.
You politics in frame. Ne say dia kumapa na adwempa techire na yenye say job for the boys. Na proposal na ya propose ya present your proposal as the way forward. Say issue simple permits and monitor the people at the district level. No, that is where the problem is, because we have seen it as a localized problem with the national dimension.
All right. Thank you very much. Mr. Philip Bauer, Director of Operations at the Small Scale Miners Associations. Thank you very, very much, sir. And we have a few minutes to go, so I will take a second bite and then say, Dr. Techija is still with us, financial expert, management and banking consultant. So, Doc, let me start from you the second round. Let me give you 3 minutes on this. Tell us, give you the member free rule. What else do you want to say?
Yeah, so earlier, Nona, I think I was trying to touch down on the expectations. Nema, you expect a president, and I think when you had the IMANI Africa president come in, he made some very salient points which I did jot down. Nameba on the jobs system, no. I mean, we've seen 24-hour economies run across the world, especially with the advanced countries. But you see, there are some enablers to the 24-hour economy. You need to put in certain measures, and Franklin Kujo was spot on in mentioning them. Say, you need, for example, a stable power system. You need a reliable road network.
Yeah.
You need certain factors that enable 24-hour economy.
Yeah.
What the NDC sought to do during the campaign time, was throughout certain mantras around to catch up with the people, and indeed, it did have a very massive impact. I think a children who say no, it doesn't really happen that way. Those enablers do not exist, so you cannot, for example, just go ahead and implement that. It also hinges on purely demand and supply.
Yeah.
If you are ready to supply, but there's no demand for it, how are you going to churn that out? I heard say no because omo ton kuku omo ton awachi and adwini na ombeton ukomo kura say na no ebo no nsi akwakwada we dey aka say 24-hour economy 2 a.m. 1 a.m. and omra emeto awachi oni. There are some areas which are hotspots to say bia Accra, Circle, transport system, no, stations, hall, maybe a VIP station, race course, Kumasi race course, Anajo. You know, those areas, they do operate 24 hours because there is the demand. There are commuters, and oper where you run at your time, or more air pass by. Oko VIP station, oko you turn bus station, even STC station, or crown, and your crown bar bus 80. It will be more while, more ton lucozid, or more ton Lucio, and I go 1 a.m., 2 a.m., that's what oko VIP station, be more ton jackets, and near the air condition, you know, bus to mono ABA into a ton jacket the amount. They are all 24-hour economies, but then the demand is there. That is why there was a need for that supply. Okay. If the demand is not created, you cannot implement it. It is a fact, and we need not run away from it. In Ghanaian economy, no, we do not have the enablers. Some very few areas, they've already created that demand, and therefore you can say, if you want 24-hour economy to thrive, it's easier, or it is it will be easy for them to implement it. And on the general, say, wait, one job, 3 shifts, 3 people, any other, no, it doesn't really work out that way. Right. I'm sure, say, the president will try to, as much as possible, hold on to something. Who say, I think, was it B5 plus? I mean, these are manufacturing companies. Over the years, no one kasa running 24 hours. That I'm very familiar with a company like Ghana Nut and Techiman. At a point in time they were running 24 hours. We more 4 p.m. then you yaba by 10-11 now almost so corner another. So machines no running the whole 24 hours, and that has been since 2010 or so. It's been a very long time. So there has to be that demand before the supply can actually go in.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Christian Tetijana. Let me go to Dr. Tekpe, Peter Tekpe. So, as for this one, let me ask you a question. The 24-hour economy, didn't we exaggerate? Because couldn't we have restricted the 24-hour economy to maybe the industries and companies, industries of Biaba, baby, I mean, left here, North Kaneshi, Oko, my industries, baby, Juma, it be 5 o'clock. Sometimes when you drive around that place, you will say, be a nipapon, or more 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock near there. Maybe a South phone moment and can restricted the 24-hour economy so that they can work additional 8 hours at their bachelor can dance. You bear no war near cow for watch your phone in a Kahwama, aqua creative problem. Yeah, exaggerated.
Well, I will not say exaggeration, but I will say overly excited.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because it has resonated well with the people during the campaign. Yeah. I know for politicians, when a particular message resonates well with the people, is something they capitalize on that, and then that will become the song they'll be singing, which is good to their advantage. Yeah. And so because of that, I would say not exaggerated, but it's the excitement that comes along with it. Because the 24-hour economy is a whole, policy on its own that if it is well implemented, is going to help the Ghanaian economy. Because currently, institutions that we say should be running 24 hours are actually not running 24 hours. For instance, hospitals. Hospitals are known to be doing 24 hours, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if you go to the hospital at night, I can tell you that there are some services they will tell you to wait till the next morning.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, yeah.
So,
especially when we are asked to go for maybe lab or maybe imaging, they will ask you to wait because we will do almost massage in the prayer.
Exactly. So it is it's a program that has to be rolled out, intentionally to make it work properly, so that everything that is done during the day will also be done during the night as well. Then you say this is a proper 24-hour economy. You see, a business that is running or institution that is running. And so it is something that has to be intentional. But it could require a lot of capital to be able to get that done. And so I would say that the excitement was as a result of the resonance it has with the people, where the party has seen that, hey, this is the way to go, because it has catch the attention of people. Because let me tell you, it was in their previous manifesto, just that it didn't resonate well.
Yeah.
But this time around, they think that this is the season. It has catch well, so let's get it. So they themselves didn't even know how the 24-hour economy got the attention of the people. But it's because the time has come for it to get attention. And then that is, then the time they will capitalize on that, and then got the same free.
Thank you very much.
That also brought NPP back to power. The same thing was done in the previous election, but we didn't see it. So that's how it is.
Thank you very much, Dr. Peter Tepe. So, Mr. Binkley, we are good. Yen na yen ka 24 hour yen fampon. Mr. Binkley Atobra, we are good General Secretary. We did that. Tabada o mampenine bon to ano. No ka 24 hour economy na communicate we akwa watch for beton 24 hour because uko kumase watch 24 hours they will be brebe. We beto kokura be beton ya de. No engage mu no ono mo ka 24 hour ho asem say ebi amo for you make sure that shop na mo bi no ye be mamu support mu a we bia to ha 24 hours ti bia wa fa nipa bia 5 na bia wo he shop ma o the 5 be ka ho am na 10 no akoda no ma bo chi don no bla 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 se bia nkofo zu be se no ma okru be ba beto no ma ono mo ka bibi sa
24 hour economy there on say okan felusi kan no and tiase no there eno awo but now also vacate enable environment amadio before normal to operate 24 hour economy no nti e to nanim say lights water security yes tani man sana what we need 24 hour economy because that any man a bit me aboa ama yetimi ayo secure sa policy na ebetimi ayo secure so that no ka say watch for say amount for backroom na say me am wa hay me ton push na amanfo kruma wa cheni nso be run 24 hour economy automatic I just say do ko ba bi ansa nti automatically say traders na ajetum na sa enable environment say electricity vigilance so security vigilance so I think say 24 hour economy be automatic obi abetumi aru na what me participate ameneti aboa.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Philip Bauer. So, Mr. Philip Bauer, let me give you 3 minutes. The last, 5 now. Come, I'm 3 minutes. And for now, be a free roll. Dear, be an person on the eche.
Yo, I'm a young man in Kwana Mekan Wasem. One, me pese omampeni omunche transport sector. The poor worker has to be cushioned. So we share ene we bia we bia no trotro no omo eko one place omo timi gi lorry for be say 3 and omo increase transportation automatically and no emwa omo hwe say omo introduce high occupancy buses na entimi for workers ne adwadifo nkodwom say na be ya omo be he ha omo madika ka kira o say petrol bo awofom a chain bottled water dentia. And small scale mining sector, the state of Ghana has benefited so much from the small scale mining sector, yet the state has not provided any help or assistance to the small scale mining sector. And you say President Bad that issue, you say, so China for Amunkro for Munisika, and Muba Chroma, Abaye mining, it is a Japanese Chroma, and the year as Ghanaians, no young Indian sector, no university. Our Ghanaians money produce gold no more than what Ghana economy no. At this moment, it may generate within 1 year $10 billion no. If the required assistance about small scale miners in somewhere, they bet me a chance ama Ghana a fund to my pafra. They are to be a dime rent our a crack a second semono a D work as Penina or we bet you know 1 year. 1 year no be suno ntwalo no wie any dino rent so aso nti omo hwe how they can manage this issue of rent no ana there to subiu hospital beds. That issue has been lingering for a very long time. You should ever say but what did that
yes true
that issue no permanently there to so make kan hwasem ano so no 24-hour economy no. And Tiasia, our 24-hour economy, no. it's about demand. So there has to be that enabling environment, created for people to want to do 24-hour economy. Abang to me and push it obese a 24-hour economy, but abang create environment people will do 24-hour economy. One, before Joy FM Metro TV3 by GBC or 11 o'clock television, radio no more 9. GBC 1 and 2 no more 11 o'clock. But in the event of these private media houses, GBC almost 24 hours. Into 24 hours, it's not about getting somebody to do it. It is about creating the environment. So when you busy time, obi be indomie.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Okay.
Because of circle, many other places, almost 24-hour economy by way of the environment.
Okay.
So the environment has to be created for people to take advantage.
Thank you very much.
That I believe it is the reason why I'm taking time.
Thank you very much.
We are appealing to the government, Mr. President. Indeed, it is the small-scale mining sector that has held the economy to this level.
All right.
So one time you never small-scale miners.
All right, sir. Mr. Flip Bauer.